Hey everybody, it's me, Margaret, still trying my hand at Vlogmas 2018, sort of a modified version. But when I left you last, I was on my way to Walmart. I was buying snack junk for the senior exam bags. This round I bought a bunch of the sweet stuff, and then I'll have to go back later for the savory and the drinks. What are you doing? Now this year their exam bags are going to contain their senior t-shirts. Normally these are given to them in the spring, but we wanted to give it to them early so they can start wearing them. Now my plan is that we're going to roll them up and then tie them with this silver ribbon. Not exactly sure how to do that, but I'll be experimenting this afternoon. Normally what we do is we take all the bags, which I don't know if you can see them back there in a suitcase. But we get all the bags and we take them up to the school. We've got some volunteers that come and we just start a big assembly line and we start dropping everything in the bags and stuff. And then the seniors will come in and we will hand them all the bags. Well, this year, because we have to have their names and the sizes matched all up and everything, I think what we're going to do is we invited Kim and Lee over to dinner. Kim is my co-parent coordinator for the senior class. And so I think we're going to have Kim and Lee over, and we will, Tucker of course, we'll all stuff the bags ourselves here. And then because we'll have this extra time, I think what we're going to do is serve hot chocolate to the seniors while they're in their line waiting to get their bags, because that will be different. Nobody else will be doing that. And of course, your senior year, you want to do something different. Several of you commented on our Walmart game, which is a little thing that we play on Christmas Eve. And if you want to see a clip of our family on our way to do it, where we're kind of telling stories about how it had transpired in the past, it's a short clip in a certain video I'll link below. You need to go about 5 minutes in, 5.5 minutes I think, to see that little clip. And then if you fast forward again to about 11 minutes, you'll see us later. I had gone after Christmas and bought Christmas crackers, you know, the kind that they do in the UK and Canada, I learned, where you pop them open and they have silly little prizes inside. You get a paper crown and all that, and we'd never done it, so I bought them for like 50-75% off, something like that. That's just us with Maggie's boyfriend. So if you're feeling festive and wanted to see, it's in that video. You guys are so observant. The other day when I turned the camera around so that you could see out the front window, you noticed that I was listening to At Home in Midford by Jan Karen. And this is a wonderful series. I discovered it somewhere around the mid-90s, and I own every book she's ever written about it, and the audiobook series, which I listen to from start to finish every couple of years. Yeah, it covers all the range of emotions, but mostly it keeps my brain on the right track, focusing on what's important and remembering that I can't control a situation, but I can control my reaction to it. And a whole plethora of how to live a good life lessons while being totally entertained throughout the whole thing. I love this series. This is a picture of Jan right here, and she's recently released a book where it's called Bathed in Prayer. I have just the audiobook on that one. I haven't yet bought the printed version. She actually tells the history of how she came to write about this series, and then gives excerpts throughout the entire series. It's really good. But this is the Jan Karen Mitford series cookbook that my family gave me. All through the book, it's talking about this little small town in North Carolina, and you meet all the characters, and there are characters of every description. And every now and then somebody's bringing a dish, or they're known for a favorite dish or whatever. And it became such an integral part of the story that she ended up getting with a cook, a chef, and they designed recipes to go with the story. And there are excerpts from the book within the story, like Dooley's second favorite sandwich, the doozy, and then it tells you what the doozy was. My phone is ringing. And in the story, and then tells you how to make it. Now for today's recipe, I'm bringing you in my messy kitchen, and because so many of you seem to think that I live in a very neat house, I purposely did not clean it up for you today so that you could see what's going on. I have dishes in the sink that's still out. We have a big messy counter right here. I have just things still out. I mean, look at that desk over there. I mean, that's a wreck. I have wrapping going on my kitchen table. I'm normal, right? I do clean it up before people come over, but that's about as good as I can offer. Now, right here inside my cabinet, I keep a bunch of quick reference recipes that I need. And something that I want to talk about today is actually on this piece of paper right here. Now, coffee has long been an important thing in my family. My family's from New Orleans, and so cafe au lait was a really big deal at my house. And coffee was just something that I even grew up drinking. So before there was a Starbucks, people would like to enjoy General Foods International coffees at home. Do you remember they came in a little can? Well, those are really, really bad for you. They've got hydrogenated oil in them and things like that. Whenever you see the word hydrogenated, no matter what it is that follows it, that's cluing you in that that's a trans fat. And trans fats are the things that are really bad for us, bad for our heart. It's a man-made type thing, and we just don't buy it if it has hydrogenated on it. Now, something that Thomas loves a lot from Starbucks are cafe lattes. And this is something that you could buy for your Keurig machine, and I do keep them on hand. I buy them here and there because he really, really likes them. And the ingredients are not that bad on the back. It is far too sweet for me, that's for sure. If I were to have that, I would half the packet. It's powder and it comes in a packet. Now I half the packet to 1 cup of coffee. But I also love in the evenings Bailey's Irish Cream, and it's a liqueur and it's meant to be consumed in small amounts after dinner or something like that, but it's wonderful in your coffee. However, this has alcohol in it, and that of course is something that you don't want to be doing on a regular basis, so that's just a treat. So I went looking online to see if I could find a recipe, and I came up with one that actually is a Bailey's recipe, but if I just leave out the alcohol. And I've also modified it because it called for Hershey's chocolate syrup in it, and I don't want to do that because that's full of high fructose corn syrup and other things as well. So I have a modified version here, and when I finish with it, to me it tastes exactly like a cafe latte. Now I have one of these shaker things. I have actually 2 of these. One is made by Tupperware, but this one came from Walmart. It has a little divided thing. I can't open it up to show you right now, but it has this thing that helps things to blend when you shake them. And it's pretty inexpensive. I also like the way that it's got the measurements on here, and this is what I make my drink in. It's very thick. Now let's get something straight. This contains sugar, and sugar is something that nobody needs to be eating, just like trans fats. Nobody needs to ever consume these things. Sugar causes inflammation, and for me that's especially a problem because of the Lyme in my joints and all that kind of stuff. I can do about 1 ounce of this maybe a day without feeling the adverse effects. So I probably don't have this every day. This is just like a special, like when I just have that sweet tooth type feeling, like, oh, I just need something sweet. This will do the trick. And another really good thing about this recipe is we know what's in it. There are no added chemicals, even in the sweetened condensed milk. There's not a bunch of preservatives and stuff like that in it. So all it takes is a cup of cream, and that would be full cream in my case. 14-ounce sweetened condensed milk, that's just 1 can, a teaspoon of instant coffee, and a teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Super simple, and if you want to add the liquor to turn it into a copy of Bailey's, then you'll have to look that up because I didn't write it down. I don't know what it is. And of course, like everything, I'll put this in the description box below. Now this is something that we used to do every single solitary day. And lately I haven't been able to do it, so he is so happy that he's practically dragging me up the street. Some scary pumpkin. What is it, Bent? And why is it laying here in the gutter? Look how Dad set up the manger. Poor baby Jesus is sitting here all by himself. The angels just left Joseph out of the whole thing. Mary needs to be closer to her baby. And the angel can be there, and we'll bring the wise men in with their camel. over here. The camel can go there. And this shepherd and his sheep. And I guess the cow lives in the manger, right there. That looks better. I'm going to show you these cute little things that I picked up at Walmart. They make one cookie, chocolate chip in this case. You got your instructions right here on what to do. But I only found 2 Christmas-shaped ones. However, I got these, which I think that my kids are probably going to like better because they're all year round. Well, at least I know Maggie will. This is a great little gift too. You could actually put together some more recipes to include with it. Why are you on the table? I love it when wrapping paper, the center looks like this, because it makes the most wonderful cardboard that I use for pattern making. For example, when I have a pattern I want to save, it's best to be, out of something that's a little bit thicker. And stop, don't tear up my pattern. But anyway, I love this stuff. So I've been sitting over here slicing and dicing. I've been making tags for the senior exam bags. And, well, come over here and I'll show you what they're going to look like. All right, I'm going to show you with Thomas's how simple this little tag is going to be that I will hang off of the exam bags. Now, basically what's going on here is that we have senior t-shirts that we're giving out this year. So we need to know who they're going to and the size. And I had a big spreadsheet. So what I did was just use like a label template, and I printed all this out. He's in Charlie Company, and a company, if you're familiar with the military, you know what that is. If you're not, think about Hogwarts and your house, like Gryffindor. So he's in Charlie Company. He wears a size large. So I will know exactly which shirt to put in his bag. So basically what I did was take a candy cane and see what size I would need, and I cut that, and then this is going to go on here like this. This was a mess up on the other side. And then I'm going to stick it about right there. And hold to set. You basically want to let your hot glue cool. And then that will be the tag. And I think we'll punch a little hole right here in the center. And then we can tie it on. I don't get much snail mail. My P.O. box is in a neighboring city because my husband insisted on that. Just stranger danger, you know how that is. I just don't get a lot of mail, so I don't check it that often. But I did the other day, and I had 2 pieces of mail waiting on me. One was from Sarah, who runs the Ravelry group, the Sheepishly Sharing Ravelry group. When I couldn't keep up with it and was going to close it down, Sarah volunteered to take it over, and she does an excellent job. And then the other letter was from Donna Tesh. Donna shared a remarkable story with me about how she essentially turned lemons into lemonade. During a sad time, she focused her energies on charity hats, and when she went to donate them, a photojournalist got wind of it, and the story is on YouTube. I'm going to link it below because I think you'll enjoy it as much as I did. So thanks for joining me as always, and stay tuned because the next installment of Vlogmas is as much a mystery to me as it will be to you.